No, we're gonna do that now.
Yeah, they're doing it by Zoom.
It working? Yeah, we hear you. Huh? How's the right answer?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Steuben County Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. First item on our agenda this morning is Mr. Anthony Berry. Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Morning. I'm in front of you guys today to ask for two different separate requests. First one is for me to attend the Wilderness Medical Special Operations course in Kentucky in June. This course is designed for more towards the wilderness side, search and rescue. Looking at our service in Steuben County as a whole, we've kind of found that there's a lack of partially treatment for our kids and paramedics on this type of stuff. With the all of the state parks we have in our area, be more vast trained in our area. I feel this course is going to help for me to learn, but then also come back to the employees and help get them trained at a higher level so that we can serve our citizens a little bit better.
Lots of accommodations, it appears.
Yeah, so along with the fee of $1,000, it does include the housing and all that for that time period. You have a lot more stuff that is included. We can, as a service, expand off of this, all stuff that I do learn in this course.
Say that lots of accommodation required sarcastically, by the way, in case anybody didn't get that. So,
Sound like either boats or bring your own tent.
Yeah, it's a little, it's a little rough, but yeah.
for sure. June.
So this training, what do you feel like you're gonna get out of this? In our,
So the biggest thing that I'm take away is more of the search and rescue side of it, and just that longer prolonged care, just in case we do get those individuals out. Like, okay, out, okay again, where they're out away from their trails where it could take 4 or 5 hours to get them to them and out. So I feel getting that knowledge and then transferring it to the teams, knowing how to package those people, their treatment plans a little bit different, just not traditional load and go. We can more stabilize, treat, and then package and move them.
Questions?
no, that was kind of the main question I had. How's it gonna benefit us?
Then down in the future, I'm looking at creating what I call a SORT team, a special operations team, where we more align with the IT team, search and rescue, and this will kind of encompass all of that into one. That's kind of my, I'd say, 1 year kind of project I'm working on.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Where were the funds coming for from this?
So from our training fund. Yeah, and we have a plan. We'll room in there as well.
Which fund did you say, Eddie?
Our training,
Training fund?
yeah.
Hearing none, all in favor, signify by aye.
Second one is the Kentucky application. This was initially started about 7 or 8 years ago by Mr. He's a doctor, pediatric doctor. Over the years, has progressed from just working with pediatric adults now. The state of Indiana has partnered with Heavy to kind of fund it for the next few years up until 2027. The idea behind this app is it takes our standing orders, puts it into an application. Then it can tell us our weight-based medications down to 0.5 milliliter to give us very precise calculations. Lets us cross-reference our treatment plan with what's going on. Then any treatment that we do give, we can upload it from our phone right to our PCR or our charts. So it streamlines a lot of stuff, but it's also a very good check and balance thing that we can have. Currently, the state has moved away from weight-based, what we call Bravo tapes to this application, and it's a big push statewide just because of the influences it has, and then also the ability to cross-reference ourselves to make sure that we're doing it appropriately. Along with just that, they also do a lot of training, so we can actually upload files, our training documents, and then like videos. And then our team members can go in there and actually review those, watching the education off of them. So it takes a lot of education. It puts that at fingertips of the employees in a matter of seconds. I know this year, if you look at the quote, there is a little bit of a startup fee of just over $1,000, then $600 for the actual creation of it. But going years past that, those will not be there. But then most likely next year, the state has offered to pay 50% of that cost, that fee, with the grant that they have for us.
For year two?
For year two, yes. Yep.
Is that a grant you have to apply for?
No, it's the states give it to Hand themselves, so we don't have to apply for it, they just take it right off. On the quote, they have it for year two, currently still at full price of $51.03. But we're talking with the rep on Friday, they said most likely that grant will go through for 50% off. So,
It's not something we're currently using.
no, currently not using it at all. Currently what we're using is our standing orders in paper form. And there's not really good cross-reference for these type of calls, especially with pediatrics and medications. So this will be able to take our current standing orders, upload it into digital format where they can actually hold up specific standing order and it's just that order, they can actually tap on it and go through it. So everything at your fingertips, and it can be placed on their cell phone and then also the iPads that we have in the trucks. I've used it before when I was at other services. It's very user friendly. I use the older version, and the newer version is even better. A lot of training, but also a lot of cross referencing right at our fingertips.
This is pediatrics only.
Pediatric and adults.
And
Adults, yeah, it's both. And this is really only EMS based, so it's focused towards the EMS individuals and how we operate.
you have funding in your budget for it.
Yeah. Yeah, this can come out of, I was initially going to pull it out of the service contracts. We have nothing in our service contract line to pull it from.
That line item of professional contracts, I believe that also pays some of your billing.
Yeah, a little bit of the billing. Last year we had roughly, I think, almost 30,000 left over last year in that line item. So that's why I was going to kind of use that one to help balance it out a little bit.
Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Morning. Person did their annual inspection, they found a couple of deficiencies. I have two different quotes. They cover two different things to fix those deficiencies. You got funding for it. There is some funding, trying to save as much as possible because DOC will have incoming cuts for community corrections in 2027. Is that in July and June for them? That is the state's year, but they have community corrections on a calendar year.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you happen to reach out to them and ask them, I think you were concerned with why that wasn't part of the annual maintenance?
Oh, that's a contract. But I did get that. Abby sent that to me and I looked it on over and actually these, so the bills that were sent that have already been processed by Ann were covered under that contract. And that total amount was actually less than the contract. So that worked out. These are for things that are broken.
Okay,
They need to be repaired.
okay.
Have you ran these through Austin? Is Austin aware of all those items?
Pretty sure I gave him, you know.
He's not here today, but yeah, okay, he is.
Equipment and repair.
And it is our building, so.
Oh, sorry. No, there's some.
Aye.
Next part is remediation, several different spots in the building, and duct cleaning. Because there's mold around the ducts, possibly in the ducts. Didn't we do this just? Or was that?
Repairs, yeah.
Yeah, the roof had to get fixed and that just got patched and fixed. These fall. Yeah, two of these quotes have quite a bit of detail. One doesn't have a great deal of detail, or all three of them provide the same service. Confirm. So I was curious about that myself. I emailed him and he emailed me back. Hello, Brett. Pertaining to the areas in need of repair due to water damage would be scraped and vacuumed to remove loose debris. Those areas will then be sealed. Once dry, any missing wall surface will be filled and sent to paint. Those areas will then be primed and painted to match existing paint. It may be necessary for desks and equipment to be moved for access to the areas needed repair. Air scrubbing equipment will be used for dust control. And that's a response from the one that didn't have much detail on it. Correct.
That does sound like it puts it right. So, all the bids equal.
That was the one thing I saw between, like the two were very detailed, maybe providing more, yeah, service as opposed to less.
Once again, Austin has been aware of these bids as well.
Go ahead.
I will move to approve. Last one. Well, I'm sorry, Jeff, I will make a motion to approve the lowest qualified bid.
Second that.
Building maintenance.
Building maintenance, yeah. Needs to be done. Our building.
Further discussion? None, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, commissioners, everyone. It sounds like we're all in good company with our caffeine and coffee.
Who's Frank?
It'll get better. All right, on the agenda, I had two things, and one of the items, incident report plan. I just updated every year, but I didn't get it quite completed by the deadline, so I will bring it at the next meeting. And in keeping with that, I missed my deadline to get this next part to Abby on time. So what I'm going to do is ask, I'm going to give you a contract that I have for service agreement for our courthouse recording equipment that we use in all of our courtrooms. And in keeping with some of my offline conversations about some of the contracts that IT has that I would like more oversight because so things don't get missed, I would like to request to have Mr. Stuckey look over the contract for this even. So the two things I'm asking is I will explain what the contract is for and if you want to move forward with it, and then also to have Mr. Stuckey review the contract with this. Look at minutes for 7 minutes. So this past year, we were having repairs done on some of the equipment at the courthouse for some of the recording equipment. We have moved some of the equipment from the old courthouse over. There was a lot of new equipment that was installed as well, infrastructure wise. I started getting invoices and bills for those things, which I thought was under contract with them. And in speaking with the company that we use, that the only thing that we have paid through them is the actual use of the software for recording, which surprised me. But I sat down, I had a meeting with the judges and talked to them about the importance of protecting our investment there in the equipment, the software use, we have a lot of high-end electronic equipment, tablets, things that run the projectors and the screens and the microphones and so on. It's in keeping with normal agreements with companies that you contract with, they have maintenance to cover it. So what I did was ask the company to give me options. Like I just covered the basics, break fix, what will the cost be? And then if we need preventative maintenance once a year, we need unlimited tech calls, parts, things like that, what would that cost be? So right now, and what they did for me was did all the courtrooms. We have 3 recording pieces right now for magistrate, and the superior and circuit court. And then we also have an offsite reporting equipment that we can take if needed. So they included all 4 of those in the agreement, plus they put the conference rooms in those as well because they have equipment in there that they installed. So they added that to this for free. I don't know if you can call it free when you look at the price tag. However, they also put in break fix coverage at half the cost. And that's on page 7. So if we did we use the product called For the Reporting FPR. And typically the break fix is about $4,000 a year. If we put it within this agreement, it's just about half of that. So I would just like to, in doing this for all 3 courts and possibly another court later on down the road, by doing it through the IT department, I can get a discount. If I split it out by each court, the price goes up. So that's what I've talked to the judges about. I do have money in my budget this year to cover this. I would like to do this on an ongoing basis because just last year I had $1,000 in charges. I got it down to about $100. I went back and said I didn't know this was not covered, and they're like, okay. So I did save a little bit of my money back, but that was after those 2 calls. I'm like, we can't have them on site anymore, and they were here on a weekly basis, and that's not really feasible. So what I'm looking for is to have coverage for the courts and on-site help. And they're also throwing in for free this year a QR code to put in for each of the recorders that they can get immediate human help on the phone. So if I'm not here or my staff's not here, they would still be able to call and get the help they need in the courtroom at the moment. And so I'm just asking to move forward with this. It's something that I think is necessary. It is in keeping with like where I came from my last job with county courts. They had similar coverage for all their courtrooms because it's kind of essential to keep the court system running.
Think whether we could take funding out of the courts themselves. To put that in our back pay.
I was gonna say they can reimburse, can't they?
Are they currently coming out of the court's budget for this recording?
Can we check on that? I think so. I think they're paying for it themselves. But let me check on that so that we could
There are different parts
offset.
and pieces too. I pay for the software, and then they are paying for the cloud transcription, which is an add-on. And that
You're gonna
is
leave that?
separate,
Are you gonna leave that with them?
yes,
Okay, so then
yes.
this would be completely separate from that.
Completely separate.
I was just looking for a way to recoup some from the court's budgets.
We can, I mean, when I talked to the judges, they were willing, but when I talked to the company, they're like, but that's how you're getting your discount, is putting it all together. And, you know, the courts, it's hard. Sometimes they have their own separate.
Yeah.
So yes, I think it really is when
Yes.
the courts can budget. That's what we talked about in the meeting, and I'm willing to do whatever. I said that if I need to, we can cover it this year so that we have on-site help, unlimited calls, preventative maintenance, and all that good stuff. And then talk in budgeting how we're going to do that.
Make motion for it.
Second.
And then can I also have Mr. Send that over, or make sure we refer.
Any motion for that?
Sorry for being so long-winded.
No, it's Well, thank you for doing that. That's.
No.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you have that for Mr. Stuckey?
I've got it right here.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a few things on the agenda this morning. The first one is to discuss the United Way payroll deduction campaign. Currently, we do have one in place, but it does not have a lot of participation. I did meet with the executive director, Denise Landers, and she said that they are starting to do electronic campaigns via email just to get the information out to employees. Because right now it's done during onboarding. I just wanted to make sure the commissioners were okay with that before we did that. And then if you are okay, then we'll go ahead and send out an email pitch to everybody. There are some incentives involved with this as well, if employees do decide to sign up for payroll deductions as donations.
How often, are they gonna be sending emails?
I'm gonna send it. It's gonna come from me. So I think they just do one right now for this year, and then maybe we'll do one at the beginning of the following year.
Make sure it's not something that.
Yeah, but they provide the information for me to send out.
We have any type of policy on
No, and honestly, when I first came on board in 21 with HR, I didn't realize that we had anything with United Way in place. And then I was quickly informed otherwise. So then that was put into the onboarding packet to let new hires know that it is something that is available, but it was just simply a couple pieces of paper that were given to them. So this is a little bit more interactive.
Are they still in our building?
Yes.
Just curious, because I knew they were doing some consolidating. Probably have to give her a motion.
it? Tongue tied or what?
I will make a
motion. Let's see. Very sweet, same thing about me.
Yeah. Any further discussion?
Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And I will work with Denise to get that. The next item on the agenda has to do with the Cognito Form software. It's the online portal that I utilize for vehicle inspection, the maintenance request reports, any other surveys that are sent out to employees. Previously, when we first implemented this, about several months in advance because you end up saving money that way. Well, now we are back to the month-to-month subscription. I would like to purchase 16 months in advance, and it brings it to just under $500, which would be a discount of about $125.
Make motion to approve.
There you go. Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
The next item up for discussion has to do with our federal motor carrier random drug testing and alcohol testing. This is something that we have to do with the highway department. We have to have so many drug testings and so many alcohol testing every quarter. So right now, Sterling, which is also our background check provider, they provide the random pool. And so then I go ahead and I fill out the forms, get them to the highway department, and then they take care of everything accordingly. They also track everything to ensure that we're in compliance. Right now, they do not do the BAT tests. So I would like to add that to the contract if possible, just so we remain completely in compliance with that. It looks like the approximate pricing for the test would be $79. At most, we have, I believe it's 4 a year for because it has to do only the number of employees that we have out there.
Who does that?
Well, I get them, they're sent to me from occupational health, and then Sterling also gets them, but because it's not on the contract, it's not put in the drug tool portal.
Motion approved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And did you want to discuss that policy, or did you want to wait until the next meeting with retaining money?
Do you have questions? No.
I just didn't, I prefer the one that I provided this morning, just because I felt it fit a little bit better. Would like to discuss that, or we can wait, either way, it's fine.
Ordinance form.
Yes, I did. Just in case you wanted to move forward.
The first reading now, second, third, next meeting.
I would move to approve ordinance number 1064.
Second that.
Any discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Second, third, next meeting. Okay.
Aaron, can you forward Abby my copy of that?
Thank you. Yeah, I just made changes to it this morning, so
That's fine.
thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Thanks, good morning.
Good morning.
I just have one for you this morning. It's a vacation of a public way on Third Station of Wildwood on Turkey Lake. It is for Representative Ben Smoltz. It was a unanimous recommendation to this board from the Planning Commission. There were two neighbors in attendance. They both had big easements next to their properties and just wanted to know the process. So there was no negative comments. If anything, it was positive. If he doesn't, if this goes through, theirs will probably be applied for in the next couple of months. So it's just a little strip that goes down to the water, and he owns 2 lots to the north, 2 lots to the south, and everything back lot. So he surrounds that whole easement. And testified that nobody's used it in 20-some years since they've owned the area.
Approve.
Second.
Further discussion? None, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye. So we have to have a second.
Excuse me. Third time, we're allowed to do that.
Yeah, you can suspend the rules if you wish.
I don't know that we need to, do we?
If it's unanimous approval, to suspend rules.
Nothing that's urgent.
I don't know that we would need to, other than it would just be more on our agenda next time.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Any further discussion? None, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion for second, third.
Move to approve second, third reading.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
I kind of bounced last week about that. I had an issue with somebody getting a 911 address so they could get electricity to their property. And I think it's an issue where they weren't getting a building permit. So they're trying to get a driveway permit, and there's a disconnect in there somewhere, and I guess we need to figure this out.
I don't know the exact one you're talking about, but this does happen from time to time. We have a rule that until they pull the axle, we can go and sign the address. What we're trying to avoid there is RVs, tiny homes, things like that just showing up. Because once you get an address, then comes the electric, the well, nothing specific for you. Because it happens.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Sometimes there is a delay, and sometimes we do drag our feet on a sign act. If we don't, who knows what happens. So we usually tie it to a permit, an actual structure. So that does cause some issues
Yeah.
sometimes.
So I think this particular one, they're waiting to put handles on it. Not gonna be a structure. It's just an electric fence, and I don't know why they needed the power other than that, but.
Right.
So it was kind of holding up that time. So I don't know if there's something that we can do within our policy to see how we can eliminate that.
I even talked to Charlie about it last week, because I figured it was something along those lines, because that is usually what's the rub. We're gonna look it up and maybe do some rewrites. We honestly, we haven't touched the addressing regulations since I've been back.
I know Chip was taking a lot of grief over it because he wasn't writing a permit for the driveway, but he was also trying to make sure he got the 911 for the addressing rights.
Yeah.
It made it,
You know what I'll probably do, I'll set up a committee with Chip and all the other people involved, we'll figure it out. That's what we like to do in government, so we can do it.
that would be a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll set that up, we'll get something in writing and we'll go from there. We're gonna come in front of you, so you'll see it.
It's one of those outliers that doesn't happen all the time.
Right. Yeah, we can work on it.
Okay.
No
thank you.
problem. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Well, all I have is one request for approval of the Motorola Annual Spillman Software Maintenance Agreement. As you see there, though, the secondary approval is we only have 70,000 in that 1235, and last year, I believe, was a new year for them handling that 1235 account. So I believe council maybe moved funds into there. We didn't know what the projected hit would be on the cost. So we're also asking if we can take the remaining 1235, whatever the remaining is, 13, yeah, out of our service and contracts line item, which we've got enough in there. We'll compensate, yeah. We go. Kelly has figured it up and promised me. Hi, Kelly, sorry.
I looked up and I looked over.
Yeah.
Second.
Any discussion?
Thank you.
Hey, good morning.
I'll see it.
That's not.
We're gonna wait.
We have one more before you.
Oh, I'm so
You're fine.
sorry.
You're
I'm so
fine.
sorry. Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm just anxiously get up
He
there
wants to have a
traveling.
wait thing.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I have for you today, contract pending your approval to move forward with the purchase of the RAVE, mass notification system that we're going to initiate for the county employees at this point in time, which includes the panic button bundle that would be allowed to be, or that would be on workstations, desktops, et cetera. Something that we've been working on for a few years now. It has been kind of pushed to have that panic button feature added in light of some of the training that we have received as county employees. This money is budgeted. It was through the process. So the money for this year will be $11,500, which includes the initial setup fee, is in our budget for this year. Just needing your approval to move forward.
Questions from Mr. Greenmeyer?
Nope, this is something we've been looking at for a while now, so.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All yours.
I'm so sorry. All right. Good morning, Commissioners, and thank you for the opportunity. Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to address you. I'm Lindsay Hammond, the Northeast Community Liaison for the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, also known as OCRA. OCRA works with Indiana communities to build relevant and economically thriving places where people want to live, work, and grow. Our mission is providing resources and technical assistance to aid communities in shaping and achieving their vision for community and economic development. OCRA manages Community Development Block Grants, or CDBG, for the state of Indiana. These federal funds aim to support non-entitlement towns, cities, and counties with various initiatives. such as improving water infrastructure, enhancing public facilities, preserving historical places, addressing residential and commercial blight, and revitalizing main streets. CDBG funding plays a crucial role in enhancing the quality of life in Indiana communities while ensuring the health and safety of their residents. I serve as your main point of contact and look forward to partnering with you to serve your communities. Our website is a wealth of information, and I would say it's pretty user-friendly to navigate. But I will also be following up to schedule a meeting to discuss any projects you have on the horizon that we may be able to assist with. And I can take any questions that you might have.
It's on the schedule. So I can think of 2 projects. Right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know we've been in contact with you on some projects we've been asking about. So,
Okay.
yeah, if we can keep those on the radar, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, that would be great. I will reach out via email. And I'll stick around to talk to you a little bit after if you have some time as well.
You have a card, by the way? You have your contact.
So I ran out of business cards in December and had them order new ones in, and I finally got down to get them the first week in February and had the wrong title on them. And so I hopefully get new ones tomorrow. But I can give you my contact information after the meeting.
Mark's page is your current.
It's just easier for me.
Yes. Yes. So if you go to, are you looking at our website?
Well,
Just the paper you.
Just your email.
Oh, yeah, that's current, yeah. I mean, if you go to, we have a community liaisons page on our website as well that has my phone number and email.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you.
Connect, then I'll just stick around.
I was gonna say, can I ask that Abby and I get copied on that? Any emails that she sends out also, please? Great.
Yes, because as the auditor, if you were to apply for a grant, you would be involved in the process as well, being the chief fiscal officer for the county. So if you would like to kind of chat about, the process, I'd be happy to go through that with you as well. So
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you.
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Morning, Scott.
Have the one thing, the approval. I don't know if you guys get this or not, the picture of us. So on the holiday design, the top 2 tourism bureaus, I'm gonna take that to the board and they're gonna take to the top 2 of those. So that's why I wanted to ask if we can get approval for the 2 rearing horses, which will be placed in the grazing area by the horse farm there, and then the shipping as well.
Competing now.
And
Say it again, Scott. You just want the horses.
Yeah, the rearing horses, the top 2 is what the tourism bureau is gonna go take to the board meeting today or tomorrow. Yes. And then then also the shipping as well.
What was your final numbers on the visitations on that?
For light show, yeah, just under 1,000.
You know what we brought in for donations?
It was just, I think it was right around 400. So, yeah. We have plenty in there, and that's also including taking out the 1,200 you guys approved for the electrical work that hasn't been done yet because of the weather. So
Currently, there's a cash balance of $9,306.64.
questions?
I think it's been a great thing for the area, and obviously it's ruined. So,
This will also keep us away from inflatables, which is a lot of work out there putting in cities or.
We'll need a separate invoice probably for just the stuff that you want.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I will make a motion to approve the
9-foot rearing horses.
the 9-foot rearing horses. Yeah.
Sorry.
Further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, signify with
Aye.
That was including the shipping.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Alan, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Thanks for joining.
I'm ready for spring, you know. The mud season is not a favorite of mine. But I am here to ask you guys, we host a women's luncheon every year. It is our third year this year. Last year we had to turn people away because we traditionally hosted this in the downtown as a fundraiser for our Main Street. But due to its popularity and growth, we had to identify other places to host this. So we went with the event center. And I was wondering if you guys would donate the cost for us to use that space on March 11th.
This during the day.
Yeah, it's we've expanded the offerings and we're gonna have like a networking portion with some women-owned businesses. Then we have a keynote speaker during the normal part of the luncheon.
What's your average attendance?
Last year we were at about 82 and this year we're aiming for like 150, so almost doubling.
That's not gonna be much extra work for you.
We still have to do the cleaning.
cost. Well, we're gonna do that. We're not gonna put that to the cleaner. We'll do that to save that cost.
Improve, I think it's a great thing for the community.
Any further discussion?
Hearing none, all in favor, signify by aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make sure you get that date down.
Yeah.
Got
What was the date?
it. March 11th.
Yep. Good morning. I do have a NDOT LPA voucher that came in after the deadline for claim number 45, preliminary engineering, the roundabout project, the amount of $598.16, DLZ Corporation. So
Discussion. All in favor, signify with aye. Aye.
thank you. Speaking of the roundabout Wednesday, we opened bids. Low bidder came in at $2,283,875. So we submitted a request to award letter to NDOT. The works construction for that amount came in under engineer's estimates. Very nice.
Quite a bit, wasn't it?
About $500,000. So
I really like that.
not complaining. Not complaining. Other than that, I'm working on right-of-way acquisition for both the Bridge 37 project and the Appalachian South Trip Phase 1 project. All of our materials have been ordered for our road program. We had a pre-construction meeting for the miscellaneous 2025-1 project. Weather's nice, but it's probably not going to be this week. Probably get started on that next week, which is fine. 2026 striping program, that contractor has been notified. We'll get that all that work done before Memorial Day. Then finally got around to reviewing our only gravel road petition that we received in 2025. It's petition 2025-1. It's for North 550 West. I came in and scored 1,521 points, which is over the minimum requirement. So it can be accepted if you guys decide to accept it. Reviewing the project, it really probably would be a good road to convert. It's about 3 miles in between two other through roads. Would help with trash dumping and detours. So it's really up to you guys if you guys want to accept it or not. If you do accept it, we'll put it on a future schedule. Will not be converted this year, it'll be a future year.
Sign.
Just get rid of the trash looking on that road.
Yeah, it's a general rule. People who've got trash drive around and look for the first room, scrap wherever they drive down and they dump it.
Further discussion? All in favor, signify by
Aye.
Let's go for the second.
They would be wise. They'll have to drive another mile and a half. Then just, general operations updates. We do have the pre-treat pilot up and running. We'll hopefully get to pre-treat at least twice more before the end of the season. So we can dial in some more numbers. Looks like it's gonna work pretty well.
Hope you don't have to pre-treat before the end of the season.
Yeah, but I know.
It will.
It's
not
pretty
March
bad.
yet. It's not March yet.
Yeah, we're not done. I know we're just still trying to wrap up CDL training, which this week might be a good week to get a lot of that done. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Jim.
Got the, Facebook posts from social media stuff, and I see a lot of nice information, but really helping with, people understanding what's going on.
Yep, we'll try.
I noticed some negative comments, I'm sure gonna have that.
You were hiding behind Scott. I was looking for you.
Sorry, present.
Yeah, you go ahead, present. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to check with them first.
Okay.
Were you motioning to me?
Yes, that's what I was trying.
Glasses. I can't read with my glasses on and I can't see with my
Sorry, I
glasses
was trying to do the airstrip signal, trying to see if you had it or not. Sorry about that. So.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, yeah. So the item on the agenda today is actually related to a fee schedule update. It's something that we kind of have had on our radar at the Board of Health and in the Health Department. We finally are ready to request the fee schedule update. So the two items that are really on the agenda to be looked at are updating our birth certificate cost per issuance, which would be instead of $10, $15, and then updating our death certificate cost per issuance, which would be $15. And then on top of that, the state, I would say mid last year in 2025, actually said, hey, by the way, you can start issuing from other counties outside of yours as long as everything is in order. And as you know, and in my wise time here, when the state says something, there are some bugs to be worked out in the general out the gate. So the Board of Health actually passed a policy that we would not issue outside of the county because we knew that there was going to be some hiccups, just like anything that's rolling out. And they finally kind of figured out and smoothed out all of the table web that comes along with doing something new. Mainly our biggest issue was when we are issuing from another county, the person that was issuing a record would show up as the health officer. So say I was issuing a death certificate, I would show up as the health officer and I'm not a medical doctor. So there were some problems. But when we got looking into it, we figured out what was going on. And so this fee schedule is not only allowing us to issue from outside of the county for birth and death, but it's also charging a little bit more because there's a little bit more liability that comes along with issuing from Clark County down by Kentucky or Marion County or Adams County. And so this is kind of our allowing them to do it, but at the same time, we are taking more time and effort to make sure that the record is accurate before we are issuing it, including calling the other county, having them update the image on record and printing it. So there's a little bit more that goes into it. When we looked at kind of the cost analysis of that, $15 is what a lot of the counties are charging for their in-county records, birth and death. They're charging $15 for the same. Our board was not really in agreement with that. They thought there should be a little bit more additional cost because you have to go to the state record system and get it done. So they requested to charge $20
per issuance. So that was out of county birth and out of county death would be $20 per issuance. Oh, spiel, I know, I'm sorry.
Yep. And I've got it in ordinance form. I forgot the ordinance because we've made a couple changes this past week, but I'll bring it up for the drainage board meeting.
So your board originally voted to not do it, but they since
Rescinded
changed
that
that.
policy, correct. They rescinded it in January, so it was enforced. I would say July of 2025 until January of 2026, while they were figuring out all the kinks and how it was working. And they removed it because other counties had shown that it is now accurate. And that's kind of what we were waiting to see.
Right. We'll take that this afternoon.
Okay. I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
We'll take that up this afternoon.
Yeah, just take the ordinance up this afternoon. So
Okay,
They'll reconvene.
we'll reconvene right before drainage board.
would you like me to be present for that?
I don't think you need to be.
Okay, that's fine with me, sorry, I didn't
Give us the
understand where
hard
you were
work.
going.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, keep rolling.
Don, are you gonna email that also, or just bring it up with you?
I'll do both. I'll try to do both.
I'm gonna have to check ordinance something.
Billy, are you-
We're gonna have to sign an ordinance. Okay.
You're good to the end.
Payroll 6/24, 3/33, 54 for February 6th, 2020. Motion to pay our bills.
Right.
Any discussion? None, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Memoranda for the admin. For both of them or just for both? Okay. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. 2026 Clear Lake Triathlon. Is this a new one?
Right, yeah, so, they brought everything.
June 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had it on this.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Monthly financial comparison report.
Now, do we need them? Oh, I'm sorry, they're approved. Yeah, approved.
Provided a copy.
Yes.
You're not actually approving those.
Second that.
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Clerk and treasurer's report. And, you received a copy of them.
Make a motion.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Okay, push it. So meeting minutes to sign, correct? February 3rd, 2026. Minutes. Approved.
Second.
Further discussion on those? Aye. EMS contracts. Annual allocation. This is 25, correct?
Yep.
Or are these the contracts for
Fire department.
26?
No, it's just fine.
Well, it's both, I guess. It's the contracts for the 26 year and then the allocations for 25.
Correct.
On those. We can do them all at once or separate.
Yeah. Do them all at once, I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Further discussion on those? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye. All
right, so this easement is for the Bend Lakes Regional Waste District, correct?
Yeah, and I see why Kelly sent me the email. It looks like I got Debbie sent up 2 copies of the temporary as opposed to one of the permanent and temporary, but I'd recommend approve the temporary and I reviewed them both. They're exactly as Ken Jones presented. So if you would approve the temporary and the permanent.
Approve both of them?
Approve both of them. I will bring them both up for signature this afternoon, so. I see your email. She sent 2 of it.
I'm confused. So are they both the same? They're identical except this temporary one's permanent?
They're different. They're different. The temporary is more expansive because for construction. And then the permanent is where they will have a permanent easement for the facilities that they construct.
But they're expanding into.
Yes.
Yes. I thought we had this. So.
You approved it, but you haven't signed the documents yet.
Yeah.
And Ken Jones sent them to me. I'll get them to you this afternoon.
That requires it.
Yes.
Because it terminates the temporary easement after the construction is over.
That's correct. I'm sorry, Kelly, I confused you.
You confused me, I'm
She
like-
sent out, for some reason, 2 of one and not one of each, so.
I didn't think we approved those.
When Ken was here, you approved as to concept, you hadn't read the documents yet, or hadn't had me read the documents yet, so.
Right, okay.
Meeting was that? I don't remember. What meeting? I don't remember.
It was 2 meetings ago, I believe.
At least.
At least.
So we probably ought to have motion to approve the execution of the agreements that don't apply to that. So the agreement for the temporary construction easement and the agreement for the permanent easement.
I'll make that motion.
I'll sorry.
Is there any further discussion on that?
Yes, so that's approval for both of them in one motion.
Yeah.
And the permanent.
Temporary construction and then permanent easement.
Unless you'd rather have them in 2 separate motions.
No, I just need to make notes.
Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Scott, you have to get Alex down here to Okay, notarize. And stars. Is this their fourth quarter or first quarter?
It should be the fourth quarter and the last one. I was a little confused why we didn't have it sooner, but
Yeah, so this will be the last one. Then after this, though, they don't come through the same.
correct. So this one, it says fourth quarter for 25, so.
So,
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Yeah, the discussion on the RFP, there's some other details I want to put in on those. And then probably we'll have a chance to review them. If you have any comments on them, but I was going to do a little more to it to give it a little more substance.
Yeah.
And then maybe bring it back to you. Have some ideas. I'm just waiting for them to come to me. We will ask a few questions of some other folks to provide some information that might help us give a little more detail for those. So hopefully we'll have.
we don't want to be too constrictive, but we want to have so they know what our intentions are. Yeah, these are just slightly vague, but.
I didn't know exactly what you wanted.
It's a good start, good basis. We'll kind of maybe add a few more details to it. Yeah, right. So move forward on that. Yeah, that's the 4-H Fair Association Agreement for 2026 and 2027 years. You prepare this in one day?
They just gave me this.
Okay. So it's the same, yeah, each other, the dates.
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
Motion approved.
Second.
Unless you want presented by somebody. Upstairs. All right.
I mean, we moved those dates a couple years ago and haven't had any issue with it, so.
No, that's fine. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Get permission for usage of money as the 70s variety show will not be.
Yeah.
You need the stage. You know, if this variety show is,
It's after hours. All right, so that's evenings, right? Are they gonna need it for rehearsals or anything? Are they going to?
I would assume those would be on the dates that they would need it. That would be the case. I don't know if it is after hours, but we do have an employee here. I mean, we need Austin here basically. Answer these what, it's typically there's an employee here, I think, at 8:30.
Yeah. And,
For with Austin. All right, I'll make a motion to table until we can, check with
I'll
Austin.
say these dates, Abby, you had a chance to check those?
Yeah. They're all free and Tammy is here for those hours. The only thing different that he does, they change the doors when they lock and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
Right.
All right, let's table that for now. Next item was the quote for this is for the public defender's office, correct?
Yes.
Motion to give the direction.
So this is the quote for doing the rest of the work.
Rest of the work, yes, the door has been taken out. And also I need to back it up if they have it on the scan, but the items that are highlighted on this sheet are what we can reimburse, possibly by the grant, correct, Aaron?
40%.
I haven't seen that quote, but what would happen is any expenses I would put on the quarterly reimbursement request, and it would be eligible for the 40% reimbursement because of the misdemeanor pilot program.
We have the two, right? One's 45, 156, and one's 41, 829. Is that right?
Well,
Say that again.
The first one, JICI 45, 156. Go down. It's not.
that's,
I'm saying it.
Disregard that.
yeah,
I'm seeing it tag right.
Okay, 40,763.
2931 and the other one. Yeah, just under that.
the 45 has a door in it, this usually without the door.
Okay,
So I will move to approve the lowest, bid. Lowest qualified.
Second that. Everything they did on. See is, they proposed, date on when this can be done and finished.
Austin to have some flexibility there to get it done.
I just don't want it to be, 8 months from now.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah.
Nothing that I've seen on any of these have any kind of date, completion date that's my only concern.
Any further on that? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye. So you just follow up with Austin and make sure he does it good.
I mean, the estimates are only good for 30 days, but
Okay, claims? Any questions on
Move to approve claim of $790,010.55 and additional items A, B, C, and D.
790 or 795.
795. That's exactly what I said, right?
I'm not sure. I'm asking what you said. I've got my new hearing aid too. That's selective stuff. I was like,
any further discussion on that? And all in favor, signify with aye. Anything else comes before us today, gentlemen?
Very carefully.
Where are we at with the railroad?
See yourself.
The should have they're still working with
Train was running off a lot this weekend. I saw that. Noticed that they were cited there at Pleasant Lake altogether, so they were closing those there. Look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, anything.
That we haven't already discussed.
all right. Make my next meeting.
So me too.
You were all aware that I did get the appraisers.
Yes.
Tiny on your part, by the way.
Yeah, I contracted with
You're 15, pretty good.
the appraisals.
Yeah.